Hello po and welcome po sa ating lahat. Ito nga po pala muli si Engineer Jerome S. Agas. So ito po ang aking proposed title, Exploration of Algorithmic Trading Strategies for Major Currency Pairs of the Foreign Exchange Market. So ayun po, I want to explore the different kinds of algorithmic trading such as momentum, mean reversion, statistical arbitrage, sentiment, and market making. So the purpose of this study is to determine the best combination of different kinds of algorithmic trading for major currency pairs of the foreign exchange market or the forex market, such as the Euro USD, which is yung palitan po ng Euro tsaka USD, yung GBP USD palitan naman po ng ng United Kingdom Pounds na tsaka US dollar, and yung USD dollar pa rin kasi lahat po ng major dito may kasamang dollar po, no? So USD JPY, so dollar tsaka yung Japanese yen, no? Tapos USD ulit tsaka yung Switzerland. So ayun, next is yung USD and CAD, so Canadian dollar versus the US dollar. So AUD, yung Australian dollar versus the United States dollar. Tapos yung New Zealand dollar tsaka yung US dollar, of course. So yun po, gusto ko lang po malaman yung effect ng algorithmic trading strategies for the major currency pairs. So dito po inaalam ko po yung best solution, so which is yung limang nabanggit ko na strategies, para nang sa ganun ay magamit ko sa aking research. And syempre with the deep study, so I try to simulate kung ano yung nangyari noon. Titingnan namin kung pasok ba dun sa sa gain, no, kung nagkakaroon ba siya ng gain talaga, and kung hindi. So yun po yung aking research proposal. Okay, so ang aking literature review, first is yung analysis of news sentiments using natural language processing and deep learning. So yun po, it's a combination of the natural language processing and deep learning. Ganoon lang po kasimple yun. So sentiments, yung mga news, no, and gagamitan natin ng NLP tsaka DL. So ang author po nito ay si Mattia, Vicari, and Mauro, Gaspari. Okay, so sila po yung mga yung mga writer or the author or yung gumawa po ng research nito, who have done this paper research. Okay, ang statement of the problem nila is this paper investigate if and to what point it is possible to trade on news sentiment, and if deep learning or the DL given the current hype of the topic, so would be a good tool to do so. So itong research na to, at tinitingnan nila if possible daw na gamitin ang news sentiment and deep learning given the high demand ng topic, if gagana pa po siya. So ganun po ang statement of the problem. And yung kanilang finding, syempre, the accuracy is particularly low since in both cases, in our picks stick around 58%, which is slightly higher than the flip of a coin. No, based po sa kanilang mga findings, and sabi na nabasa ko rin po sa paper na mababa nga daw po yung accuracy nila, no, in both cases, no. Ang pinakamataas nga lang daw po na accuracy is 58%, which is mas mataas lang ng konti sa 50-50. Biruin nyo po yun, so halos kalahati po siya. Kumbaga hindi pa po siya ganun kataas yung kanyang accuracy. So kaya dito tingnan nila dun kung ano yung pwede nila maging recommendation. So yun nga po ang kanilang conclusion, no, by removing the assumption positive financial sentiment equals positive words, financial forecasting become particularly difficult, and even deep learning model or the DL model does not show better result than the flip of a coin for any of the cases or time intervals studied. So nalaman ng mga researchers na marami pang way upang ma-improve pa yung results, no? Pero from time to time, mas marami yung database. Habang dumadami ang database, mas nagiging hype ang result when it comes to the prices. Dahil sa herd behavior. Yung herd behavior, yung parang bandwagon, no? Yung sunod-sunuran. No? For example, dito may isang politiko, tapos kumalat yung balita na yon, syempre, marami magpupuntahan dun. Kumbaga parang ganun lang din dito sa part na to, no? So, habang nag-hype ang result, no? Nagkaroon ng herd behavior sa part na yun kasi nagiging, dumadaming transaction sa particular time interval na yun, no? So, parang Bitcoin, di ba? Sobrang taas na po. Kasi nagkaroon po doon ng herd behavior, nagkaroon po ng major hype doon sa part na yun. So, syempre dito, ini-study nila, no, kung paano ba nangyari. By using the NLP and the deep learning. Okay, yung deep learning, ito po yung algorithmic, no, nagagamitin nila para, para makapag-execute ng kanilang data, kung ano po yung mga next prediction nila. No, ganun po yun. So, sa NLP naman, yun yung parang yung parang text. No, yung text mining, parang ganun. Or syempre, yung process na yun, parang yung lumalabas yung yung mga news, no, by in terms of the text or the subtitle. So may ganun po dito sa research na to. Okay, so ayun po, ang recommendation daw po nila, sabi nila, naniniwala sila, so we believe daw that deep learning methods could potentially be the cause of a relevant danger due to its proneness towards the herd behavior for the financial system as a whole, and thus must be handled carefully. So yun, lumalabas na ang DL methods ang nagiging posibleng dahilan sa pagkalugi ng mga financial system sa buong mundo dahil sa herd behavior, na kung saan ay mas maraming tumatangkilik sa deep learning, at dahil doon sama-sama sila sa pagkabagsak financially. Lalo kapag mali yung mali yung manipulation ng natin, deep learning, no? Kung mali execution na ating prediction. So, ang mangyayari doon, sama-sama silang babagsak doon. No? So, kailangan daw is handled carefully. So, yun, pag-aralin ng mabuti. No, kung ano talaga yung possible na dahilan kung bakit bumabagsak or bakit nag-hype yung isang major currency. And yung kanilang research method, of course, the experimental research. Okay, so natural language processing and deep learning. So, yun po. Yun lang naman po. And yung kanilang abstract is, babasahin ko na lang po siya, no? This paper investigate if and to what point it is possible to trade on news sentiment, and if deep learning or DL, given the current hype on the topic, would be a good tool to do so. So, ito lang po yung kanilang natin. Yung sa first part natin, yung statement of the problem. So, halos nandito lang din po lahat sa abstract. Kumbaga, summary po ito ng buong paper. No, given would be a good to do so. So, DL is built explicitly for dealing with a significant amount of data and performing complex tasks, where automatic learning is necessity, thanks to its promise to detect complex patterns in a dataset. It may be appealing to those investors that are looking to improve their trading process. Moreover, deep learning or the DL, and especially the LSTM, ang LSTM is the long short-term memory. So, seem a good pick from a linguistic perspective too, given its ability to remember the previous word in a sentence. After having explained how DL models are built, we will use this tool for forecasting the market sentiment using news headlines. So the prediction is based on the Dow Jones Industrial Average by analyzing 25 daily news headlines available between 2008 to 2016, which will then be extended up to 2020. So the result will be the indicator use of developing an algorithmic trading strategy. The analysis will be performed on 2 specific cases that will be pursued over 5 time step, and testing will be developed in real world scenarios. Okay, Since ito na po yung pinaka-summary niya, so yun lang po yung aking research 1 review literature. So ito naman po yung pangalawa ko pong title is ay pangalawang research na literature review ay yung Deep Reinforcement Learning or DRL in Quantitative Algorithmic Trading, a review. So yun, deep with reinforcement learning lang naman siya sa algorithmic trading. Ayun, review lang din. Ang author niya po is si Tidor-Vlad Pricope or Pricope, hindi ko lang basa Yun. Statement of the problem, this paper reviews the progress made so far with deep reinforcement learning in the subdomain of AI in finance. More precisely, automated low-frequency quantitative stock trading. So yun, nire-review niya lang yung progress na nangyari gamit ang deep reinforcement learning sa field ng finance. So, mas precise daw. Automated siya na mga hindi masyadong natatransact na stocks. Okay? So, kapag sinabing hindi natatransact masyado, ayun, low frequency siya. Kumbaga, hindi ko naman sinasabing non-volatile. Low volatility. Yung kanyang transaction, tulad dito sa Pilipinas compared to US. Mababa lang po ang galawan dito sa Pilipinas, yung PSEI, Di hamak na mas magalaw yung transaction ni US dahil doon connected halos lahat ng country, lalo yung mga major currency pairs, lahat ng may USD. Ayan, syempre, kung mas maraming maraming pairs si USD, mas malaki chance na sa kanyang galawan talaga sa buong mundo. Mas mataas yung volatility. So dito, low frequency lang po yung stock trading nila. Okay. Dito po sa findings, they have observed that DRL, or the Deep Reinforcement Learning, can be a powerful tool in quantitative low frequency trading. A few studies with more realistic setup obtaining over 20% annual return with risk-aware metrics are being used. Based on their observation, yung DRL ay sobrang effective. Kumbaga, powerful tool. Gumagana talaga siya. Okay, kapag ginagamit ito sa mga low volatility trading, meron silang 20% annual return na merong risk-aware metrics. Ilan po yung findings na nakita nila dyan. And sa conclusion naman po, they conclude that DRL in stock trading has showed huge applicability potential rivaling professional traders under strong assumption, but the research is still in the very early stages of development. Sinasabi niya na yung paggamit daw ng DRL sa stock trading ay may magandang impact, positive impact siya, pero sa startup pa lang daw ito. Ibig sabihin, continuous improvement pa din para gumanda pa ang kanilang algorithmic development. Kasi wag tayo mag-i-stick sa kung ano lang ang meron tayo sa ating company dahil nagkaroon po tayo dito ng competition. Kumbaga lalaban tayo. Kahit umpisa pa lang yan, kailangan maging 5 step ahead tayo sa other sa mga trading stock din na company. Ganun lang po yung sinasabi dyan. Ayun, recommendation, more extensive experiment on live trading platforms rather than backtesting or very limited real-time trading. So, dapat daw malalimang pag-aaral sa live trading. Experiment magkakailangan. So, super focus tayo dyan sa experiment na yan, Kasi, naka-live trading daw. Yun yung recommend niya Trading, kasi yung live trading, ito yung parang totoong pera na talaga siya. Yun po. Rather than backtesting, so simulation siya. Yung backtesting, ito yung parang yung given naman na yung mangyayari. So, malalaman natin kung successful ito. Kapag ang sinasabi ko dito, for example, 1995. From dyan ka mag-start ng simulation. Titignan natin kung nagiging profitable ba. Kapag wala namang kinalaman dun yung nangyari na. Kumbaga, tinitignan mo lang siya based sa computation mo kung ano yung nagiging forecasting. Kung pasok ba dun sa profitability na sinasabi, Or pwede rin naman daw na yung sa real time, no? Pwede rin naman daw sa real time, kaso limited time nga lang yon. Pero may result pa din naman. Kumbaga mas accurate yon, yung real time na yon. No, kumbaga hinihintay niya siguro yung parang sabi natin 5 step in the future. Ano yung napipredict mo dyan? So ganun pa yung nangyari sa real time trading. 5 step ahead, 10 step ahead, bahala po tayo dyan. May mga ganyan tayo dyan eh. Kumbaga usually yung sinabi kong technique kanina dun sa yung research proposal ko, yung momentum, mean reversion, statistical arbitrage, sentiment, market making. So titignan ko dun sa limang technique na yon, kung ano yung gagana, kung ano yung mas effective, or kung ano yung may pinakamalaking profit dun sa particular research na yun, or dun sa particular na live trading platforms na result. Second recommendation nila, a direct comparison between DRL trading agents with human traders. Example po dito, yung professional day trader ran against an algorithmic DRL agent over the same market interval of time in controller experiment to observe which one would get a higher return. So yun, algorithmic trading versus the human o yung tao. So ganun po yung kanyang second recommendation. Sa third recommendation naman po, more comparison among the state of art. Kapag sinabi natin state of art, ito po yung yung latest na stage ng development ng product or dun sa sistema na ginagawa ng ibang kumpanya. Yung state of art na tinatawag dyan. So DRL approaches under similar condition and data sources. So ang nangyayari po dito is algo versus algo trading versus algo trading. So ganoon lang po. And sa pang-apat po, more research into behavior of DRL agents under the critical market condition. So kailangan daw po dito ay consider yung mga external na nakakaapekto sa research or dun sa trading, of course. For example, yung COVID, yun po yung pinaka major example na maibabahagi ko sa inyo, yung COVID. So malaking effect niyan sa stocks or sa forex exchange. So yun po yung kanilang recommendation. So yun, research method ko lang naman po dito is experimental research. Gamit ang DRL or the Deep Reinforcement Learning. Okay, the abstract, basahin ko na lang din. Algorithmic stock trading has become a staple in today's financial market. The majority of trades being now fully automated. Deep learning or DRL agents prove to be a force to be reckoned with in many complex games like a chess and Go. We can look at the stock market historical price series and movements as a complex, imperfect information environment which we try to maximize return. Okay, profit and minimize risk. This paper reviews the progress to be made so far with the deep reinforcement learning in the subdomain of AI in finance. More precisely, automated low-frequency quantitative stock trading. Many of the reviewed studies had only proof of concept ideals with experiment conducted in unrealistic settings and no real-time trading application. For the majority of the works, despite all showing statistically significant improvements in performance compared to established baseline strategies, no decent profitability level was obtained. Furthermore, there is a lack of experimental testing in real-time online trading platforms and a lack of meaningful comparison between agents built on different types of DRL or human traders. We can conclude that the DRL in stock trading has showed huge applicability potential rivaling professional traders under strong assumption, but the research is still in very early stages of development. Ayun, halos nandito lang din po yun sa mga pinagsasabi ko kanina. Ano po yung abstract niya? Summary lang. So, dako naman po tayo sa next literature review. Ang title po is Expected Shortfall, an Alternative Risk Measure to Value at Risk. So, na ibig sabihin ng expected shortfall ay yung inaasahang pagbagsak ng pair. Yung pair na tinutukoy ko dito is yung katulad lang po siya ng major currency pair, which is USD to JPY, Ganyan kung ano yung conversion nila. Syempre, yung pair na sinasabi doon ay USD. Tapos Japanese yen, no? Magkano na ba ngayon ng ang USD and Japanese yen? I think nasa 100 kasi ang peso natin 50. Let's say 50 pesos, no? Kapag dollar, 2 peso. Ngayon pag USD to JPY, 100 yen, no? So, ang ibig sabihin lang po nun, kapag bumaba yung value ng 100 na yon, ay yung po yung sinasabi na pair. Okay, so gets. So sa value at risk naman po, ito naman yung kung magkano ang mawawala sa'yo if mapunta sa stop loss yung iyong ininvest or yung iyong nilagay sa position, no? Sa mga traders po dyan, alam ko naintindihan nyo po yung sinasabi ko, no? Pagka sinabi natin stop loss, pagdating po sa trading, ito po yung sinasabi na pumapayag ka na na mabawasan yung pera mo sa ganyang presyo, no? Hindi ka kikita, pero maiiwasan mo na mas malugi ka pa in the near future, no? Kaya yun po yung sinasabi na stop loss. For example, ang tolerance mo lang is negative 10, no? Kapag pumalong sa negative 10 yun, automatically stop na yung transaction na yun. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya magdi-negative 11, hindi na rin siya magdi-negative 12, kasi yung sinet natin na stop loss is negative 10. So, ganun po yung example ng value at risk, no? So, ang title po ng research nito is, ang author ng research na to ay si Shiu-Wah, and Ritabrata, Bhattacharyya. Diba? Ang hirap ng text niya. double letter, no? So, yun po, sa statement of the problem, this project will develop Python script to model both risk measure under similar criteria demanding regulators, no? Si Basel and si FCA. Kapag sinabi nating Basel, ito yung Committee ng Banking Supervision, no? And si FCA naman, ito naman yung Financial Conduct Company. Kumbaga, sila yung mga regulator. Okay? So, using historical simulation on the turn data of S&P 500 index, large cap technology stocks and banking stocks. The project will focus on the worst 25 returns and evaluate if expected shortfall is better than the value at risk as a risk measure against loss. Nag-develop sila ng algorithm sa trading para makagawa ng model, no, para sa mga risk measure under ng Basel and FCA. Gamit ang historical simulation ng mga return ng mga data from S&P 500 index, no? Ang ibig sabihin ng S&P 500 index, ito po yung top 500 na company sa US, no? Sa Pilipinas, meron tayong tinatawag na Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So, katumbas lang po siya nun. Pero kapag sinabi natin Philippine Stock Exchange Index, ito ay top 30 lang. S&P, ito yung 500 sa US. Okay. So, large cap technology. Kapag sinabi naman nating large cap technology stocks, ito naman yung mga malakihang market value. So, ang large cap is, I think, nasa 10 billion to 200 billion dollars yung market value niya ng isang company, no? Ayun, tinutukoy dito, technology stocks. Ay, di sa stocks, papasok yung value na yun. And, ang sinasabi niya pa rito, so yung project na ito ay tututok sa pinakamababang return, no? Or merong pinakamaliit na return. O let's say negative. Worse na yun, no? So pinakamababang return, and aalamin kung ang inaasahang pagbagsak ay mas okay ba kaysa dun sa value at risk, kaysa dun sa mawawala sa'yo. Ito yung magsisilbing risk measure loss. So this is the statement of the problem ng research na to. So, ito po yung kanilang findings, no? Ginamit nila ang script. We use a script to compute the value at risk at 99% and the expected shortfall is 97.5 for all 40 stocks. 40 stocks, no? Medyo marami yan. The script also backtest both risk measure and record their exceedance, no? Yung mga exceed or yung kinikita nila. We present the value of both risk measure and exceedance. We also indicate whether VAR or ES are larger loss value. So yung VAR yun yung value at risk, no. Yung ES naman, ito naman yung expected shortfall. So pinay-click ko lang as no longer loss value. So yun na sinabi nila na 99% si value at risk, no. Tapos si expected shortfall is 97.5. Ayun yung nakasulat no. So binacktest nila. Yung backtest, kung naintindihan niyo yung previous report ko, ito yung sa historical, no. Kaninong historical? Yun yung from S&P 500. Yung history nun or yung transaction nun is dun nagbase yung kanilang computation, no, para makapag-simulate sila. So dahil dun, ito po yung naging findings nila. Ayun lang po yun. And then sa conclusion, while value at risk is the most widely used risk measure by financial institutions, it fails to capture the risk at the tail end of the distribution. Therefore, regulator require financial institution to get their value at risk or VAR with a high confidence level of 99, or allow the financial institution to use expected shortfall as an alternative risk measure. So sinasabi doon na pwede nilang gamitin ang ES, no, para maging alternative sa risk measure natin, no. Kung ano yung mga mawawala sa atin na pwede, tapos tatanggapin natin yon, no. In this project, we computed both at risk 99, tapos shortfall daw is 97.5. So sinasabi doon kanina sa findings, nakalagay lang din siya dito sa conclusion. So for the S&P 500 and large cap technology stocks, banking stocks, using historical data from 2003 and 2008. So yun, from 2003-2008, yun yung historical data na kinuhanan nila. Yun yung period from 2003-2009 from the S&P 500 and large cap, tsaka yung mga banking stocks, no. Lahat yun chinek nila. Okay, so we compare a value at risk and a shortfall metrics against the daily return and record how frequently did a risk metric failed to compute the actual risk. We then focus on the 25 verse return and did the same comparison. The aim of this project is to determine whether the value of risk and the ES is more reliable on capturing daily return risk, especially on the days in the worst daily return. So yun, tinignan din nila yung mga daily risk, and of course yung sinasabi nila, magpo-focus sila dun sa worst daily return nila. So yun po yung naging conclusion nila, no. Sa recommendation naman po, in this project, we only include one major market index. Nag-stick lang sila dun sa major market index sa S&P 500 and the large cap stock from two sector. Okay, it would be interesting to see if the same conclusion can be reached with other global indices and other sectors, in particular mid cap or small cap stocks, no. Ayun, sa project na ito, ayun, mag-include lang daw ng one market index, which is yung S&P 500 and large cap from two sectors. When they say large cap, ito yung may 10 billion and to 200 billion. So yun yung binabanggit ko kanina, di ba? Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na mega cap, mid cap, small cap, no. Sa mega cap, 200 billion plus dollars. Sa mid naman po, 2 billion to 10 billion dollars. Okay, sa small naman meron tayong 300 million to 2 billion. Tapos meron din tayong tinatawag na micro cap, no, na ang ibig sabihin is less than 300 na market value. Now, tinitignan nila if same conclusion daw ay makita nilang result. So, gamit ang S&P 500 at large cap stocks and together with the bank stocks. So, yun po ang kanilang naging recommendation. And the research method, of course, the experimental research. Buong paper ko actually experimental research yan, no. Because trading to, so medyo critical yung yung studies na ganito. Okay, so ayan, nag-develop nga sila ng Python script, modeling both risk measure, tapos yung expected short value at risk under a similar criteria demanded by regulator. Sila yung nag-demand, no, yung mga regulator, si Basel tsaka si FCA. Okay, so yeah, abstract. Value at risk is a risk measure that is simplistic to model and is widely used by financial institutions. However, it does not provide indication on how much you may lose when the return falls at the tail end of the distribution. As an alternative, we expected shortfall model's potential loss when the return reaches the tail end of the distribution, but it is less straightforward to model. This project will develop Python script to model both risk measure under similar criteria demanded by regulator. Ito yung binabanggit ko kanina pa. Ito, 2 beses ko na siyang sinasabi. And ito pa ulit ngayon, si Basel and FCA using historical simulation return data S&P 500, large cap technology stocks, and banking stocks. So, ito po yung pinaka-importante sa abstract na to. Na mag-focus sila dun sa worst 25 returns dahil dito sila kukuha ng parameters. Dito sila kukuha ng dataset. Tapos ito na yung pag-evaluate nila if yung expected shortfall and tsaka yung value at risk ay kung sino yung mas matimbang sa kanila, kung sino yung mas katanggap-tanggap, or kung sino yung mas optimize sa kanila. So, yun po yung sinasabi ng research na to. So, ito na po yung next title ng aking literature review, Exploration of Algorithmic Trading Strategies for the Bitcoin Market. So, kung naalala nyo, yung propose ko, actually halos ito lang din yun. Kaso dito, literature review, ang gamit nila is Bitcoin market. Sa akin kasi Forex market. Yun yung pinagkaiba nila. Halos ganyan lang din yun. Pero ito kasi sa akin, nilagyan ko pa siya ng restriction about sa kung ano yung magiging optimized dun sa mga techniques na nabanggit ko dun sa unang-unang title. So, ang author nito ay si Nathan Crone, si Eoin, Brophy, and Tomás. Diba? Mga foreigner. Okay, the statement of the problem. Utilizing both features internal to the Bitcoin network and external features to inform the prediction of various machine models. So, gusto nilang ma-utilize ang Bitcoin network. Alam na naman natin ang Bitcoin is firmly becoming a mainstream asset in our global society. So, siya po ang may pinaka malaking value sa lahat ng cryptocurrency. Actually, the Bitcoin is a part of the crypto. So, kapag sinabi natin external features, ayan, ay part din siya ng cryptocurrency, pero hindi Bitcoin. Tulad ng Ethereum. Isa yon sa cryptocurrency. Okay, so of course, kasama rin yung mga external features na may utilize, para malaman din nila ang prediction ng mga ML models. Siyempre, best algo pa rin ang pipiliin doon. So, sa findings po, this paper set out a clear up match of the existing literature by proposing a new benchmark Bitcoin price. So, forecasting process that future study can build on. We explore the reproducibility challenges are currently facing data science industry and demonstrate the need of the rigorous machine learning pipeline to ensure the accurate of reporting model result. Alongside this, we propose a new, more realistic form of evaluation through the use of the real-world trading, and we investigate the effect of a trader's risk tolerance has on their profitability. So, dito sa findings nila, madami na ang existing machine learning. Nag-propose sila ng new standard for Bitcoin price forecasting process na magagamit natin in the near future. Nag-explore sila na makapag-duplicate ng result. So, yun ang tinatawag na na reproducibility challenges. Tinatry po nila na makapag-duplicate or makagawa ng isa pang result na kaparehas. Parang ganun, duplicate nga eh. Yung reproducibility kasi, isa sa mga challenges ng machine learning together with the reusability and robustness to make sure the accurateness of result. So, nagpropose sila ng new realistic form of evaluation gamit ang real-world trading. Gusto nila malaman ang effect ng risk tolerance sa profit nila. So, ganun po. Okay, next is the recommendation. While our vast expansion of previously defined feature sets did not significantly impact our model's forecasting ability, future inquiries should attempt to build on this by further exploring the use of the technical indicator on this. Moreover, we feel further exploration into social media such as Reddit, Facebook, 4chan, and Twitter would boost model forecasting ability. In addition, online learning could be applied to training evaluation to increase the validity as a metric that can quantify a model's profitability and real-world Bitcoin market. So, yun nga po, next is the research method nila. Is the experimental research pa rin. Same lang din po before. Train models in trading on real-world data as an intuitive form of evaluation. So, ilan po yun. And the abstract, of course, Bitcoin is firmly becoming a mainstream asset in our gold society. So, ito nga sinasabi ko sa inyo na si Bitcoin ng parang pinaka-modern ng cryptocurrency. No? It is highly volatile nature. Traders, speculator flooding into the market take advantage of the significant price swings in the hope of making money. So, yan, sinasabi dito na volatile nga po. Highly volatile. Ibig sabihin, napakaraming transaction na nagaganap dito sa Bitcoin. Kaya nga po siya tumaas di ba? Kaya nga siya yung naging pinakamataas na price. Dahil po sa volatility niya. And, syempre, karoon tayo ng, yung herd behavior. Okay, na kung saan na maraming tumatangkilik nga dun sa existing kung ano man yung pinaglalaban nila, di ba? Ganun. Mga rally-rally, ganyan. Herd behavior tawag doon, no? Pero dito syempre inline tayo sa Bitcoin. No, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng high volatility sa Bitcoin dahil sa ganung behavior natin. Ilan po yung sinasabi niya dito. And this work brings algorithmic trading approach to the Bitcoin market, exploit the variability in its price on a day-to-day basis through the classification of its direction. Building on previous work in this paper, we utilize both features internal to the Bitcoin network and the external features to inform the prediction of the various machine learning models. So yun yung nasara natin kanina sa statement of the problem natin. No? With the model, as an empirical test of our models, we evaluate them using real-world trading strategy on completely unseen data collected throughout the first quarter of 2021. Uy, grabe, latest yung mga data, 2021, no? First quarter nga lang. Using only binary predictor at the end of the 3-month trading period. So, ayan, 3 months. So, quarter nga, first quarter yun, no? January, February, March. Our model showed an average profit of 86%. Wow, ang taas Meron silang average profit na 86%. Ang laki niyan. Ang laki niyan. No, matching the result of the more traditional buy and hold strategy. No, buy and hold. Ayun, sa Bitcoin na nag-buy sila tapos hinintay nilang umangat yung price, which is papunta naman talaga sa taas yung Bitcoin. Hindi na yung pababa ng sobra. No, mas lamang pa yung pag-angat niya. Kaya marami nagaganyan buy and hold strategy. Yun po yung binabanggit niya dito. And however, after incorporating a risk tolerance score into the trading strategy by utilizing the model's prediction confidence scores, our models were 12.5% more profitable than the simple buy and hold strategy. So, buy and hold strategy po. This result indicate the credible potential the machine learning models have the extracting profit from the Bitcoin market acts as an front runner for the further research into the real world trading. Di ba? Ila po yung sinasabi niya rito, meron pong 12.5% more profitable. No, using the buy and hold strategy pa rin 'yon. Tapos naka-indicate na daw po doon yung mga credible potential ng machine learning models. Okay, so yun, sa Bitcoin market, kumbaga nagpo-focus po talaga sila sa Bitcoin market itong study na to. At sa last paper natin, ang title po is Short-Term Trading Models, Mean Reversion Trading Strategies, and the Black Swan Events. No, of course, short-term trading lang po siya. No? Kumbaga, panandalian lang po yung trading na transaction. No? And may nakita tayo dito na merong mean reversion trading, no. Ito po yung mga computed na po siya as average, mga ganyan, or iba't ibang mga klaseng computation para malaman po natin ang mga future prices ng isang capital, no, or the currency. No, yung palitan po ng pera. Siyempre, nagbabago po yan. And yun, ano nga ba ang effect nito sa Black Swan events, no? When we say the Black Swan events, ito po yung yung mga event na hindi natin inaasahan pero nangyayari siya at nagkakaroon po ng malaking effect dun sa ating trading, no? Like COVID. No, so COVID, hindi naman natin inaasahan na dumating pero ang laki po ng effect niya sa lahat ng mga currency na nangyayari dito sa buong mundo. Okay, so yun po, ang kanyang statement of the problem is this research analyzed the effectiveness of the Black Swan strategies for the short-term mean reversion system and the risk and rewards profile such as the betting system based on the S&P 500 Index. No, sinabi ko po noong nakaraan, yung S&P 500 Index, ito po yung top 500 companies. Kumbaga dito po naka-focus yung ating study dito sa 5th study natin, no. Kumbaga ano nga ba ang magiging effect ng Black Swan strategy, no, for the short-term mean reversion systems, no. And syempre yung risk and reward, tinamban natin kung ano ba ang mas matimbang, no. Mas matimbang ba yung rewards, mas matimbang ba yung risk na makukuha niya doon, no. Yun po ang kanyang statement of the problem. And the findings, of course, this research analyzed the effectiveness of the Black Swan strategies for the short-term mean reversion systems. The risk and rewards profile such as the betting system based on the S&P 500 Index. So, ito lang po yung sa statement of the problem at dugtungan po natin. The research concluded that the possible to construct a mean reverse strategy solely based on the BB indicator and the outperform the market over time, but only on the portfolio consisting from the naturally distributed assets. And the one outperform the market mean reverse strategy based on the Black Swan events, no. Nakita nila na okay na gamitin ang Bollinger Bands indicator, no. Yun yung BB indicator natin, no. Bollinger Bands po yun yung may upper and lower limit, no. And kapag nag-bounce siya dun sa upper, magiging lower yung expected niya, no, yung reversion niya, no. Yung combination lang to ng moving average at ng standard deviation, no, sa mean reversion strategy, lalo na sa mga Black Swan events natin. Okay, mga volatile natin currency, yun po yun, no. And sa ating conclusion, this research does endorse the existence of the mean reversion on the S&P 500 as it was assumed to exist. We recommend the investigation of the mean reversion on the S&P 500 index as well as the speed of the reversion. It is also worth adding to the study of gray and white events. They are not as strong as black ones but can be predicted with a greater probability, opposite to the black that cannot predict at all. Researchers like Law and McKinley have found the evidence against the mean reversion. So yun nga po, tinitingnan kasi nila dito sa statement of the problem, no, kung gaano ba kalaki yung epekto sa pag-apply ng mean reversion dito. Na kasabay nun ay nandun po yung Black Swan events natin. So di ko lang kung anong klaseng event yun, pero of course Black Swan events, ito yung mga hindi inaasahan na mangyayari sa isang event, no. Kumbaga paano kung nawala na si Black Swan event, no? Ano pa ang magiging silbi ni mean reversion dito? So, yun lang po yung sinasabi dito sa conclusion natin. Okay, ang recommendation po is this research does not endorse the existence of mean reversion on the S&P 500 as it was assumed to exist. We recommend the investigation of mean reversion on the S&P 500 index as well as the speed of reversion. It is also worth adding to the study of gray and white events, no. When we say the gray and white events, ito po yung parang most common na nangyayari sa isang event, no. Kapag white, syempre mas madalas pong nangyayari yun. Kapag gray, medyo. Kapag black, yun yung parang bihirang-bihirang nangyayari po, no. Kaya meron tayong black, gray, and white events na tinatawag, no. Dito sa ating study, Black Swan naman po yung tinatawag. So, super bihira lang po siya. Minsan nga, hindi pa nangyayari talaga yun, no. Kasi kailan pa ba naging itim ang swan? Diba? Yun po yung logic doon. Pero kasi dito, COVID po. Baga talaga hindi natin inaasahan na may ganun mangyayari. No, ito po, yung mga financial crisis, yan. Isa po yun sa mga Black Swan event natin, no. So yun, sinasabi dito na hindi daw ganun ka-strong as Black Swan, no, but can be predicted with a greater probability opposite to the black that cannot predicted at all. So yun nga, ang researcher nito ay si Law and McKinley, 1988. So found evidence against the mean reversion. So nare-recommend nila na apply din ng strategy nila sa S&P 500, yung index sa US na top 500. Okay, ang ating research method is the experimental research, no. by utilizing the Python notebook signals created by the Black Swan and the Bollinger Band trading strategies were compared to the performance against the baseline index. The buy and hold strategy, this was followed by a validation on how risk mitigation techniques like a stop loss affect the trading performance. Ito na po ang ating final, ang ating abstract. So, I just read only this kind of parts of paper. So, this research analyzed the effectiveness of the Black Swan strategies for the short-term mean reversion systems. So, the risk and rewards profiles of such betting system based on the S&P 500 S&P 500 index. So, in determining the Black Swan events, the research made use of multiple strategies against the two portfolios by utilizing the Python notebooks signal created by the Black Swan and the Bollinger Bands trading strategies were compared to the performance against the baseline index, the buy and hold strategy. This was followed by the validation of how risk mitigation techniques like the stop loss effect stop loss affect the trading performance, and the research concluded that it is possible to construct a mean reverse strategy that outperforms the market over time. So, yun lang po ang nilalaman ng aking mga literature review ng aking study. So, yun lamang po. Salamat po sa pakikinig. Thank you. With